Hello, this is Julie from CutterCrafter.com. Today I'd like to show you how to use the Pazzles Invue software with some designs created by Diana Tunnicliffe, which she shared for free. The first thing we need to do is go to the File menu and select Import, and then select SVG. She saved her files in SVG format and MTC, and so in the Pazzles software we'll use the SVG files. In order to import them, I'm going to select them, but I need two of these files, number 4.2. So I'm going to hold the Control key and click on it, but I also want to get the braces 045. The purpose of this demonstration is to show you how to create CurveText that will fit in this split area. So I have the design selected. I'm going to click Open and Continue, and then Continue again to bring both of the files in. Now my purpose in bringing in this rows file, split rows, is to be able to use this curve at the bottom. When I click on the rows, it's grouped, so I'm going to click on that X to ungroup it. And I'm not going to be using these shapes, but I am going to be using this because this curve corresponds to the curve in the design we want to use, and it will help us to curve our text. Now I need my design to be 6 inches for a cutting plate that I would like to make. So I'm going to make sure the lock aspect ratio is on. It's highlighted when it's on. And I'm going to type in 6 for the width and apply. Now both the curve and the design are set to 6 inches. I can remove this curve because we'll just be using it to shape our text. The next thing we need to do is select our text. Click on the T on the left side, brings up the text window. I like to click on Preview and then type my text in the text box. I prefer to use a very simple font in capital letters. Now you can choose any font that you want. You can actually, once you've chosen one, you can click and use your down arrow to get a preview of other fonts that you might have, that you might like to use. So once you find the one you want to use, then you'll check the height. We want the height at 1 inch, and we'll click on Apply. Now I have my text here. I want to make sure that it is no wider than my image. If it's way big, I'm going to resize it down. But I also want to make sure that it's no taller than 1 inch. So to check the size, even though I asked it to come in at 1 inch, it may be actually a different size. So I'm going to click on the top arrow and check the height here. Oh, it is taller than 1 inch. It's 1.224. So with it selected, I'm going to type in 1 and apply. And that will ensure that my letters will fit nicely in the space between the two parts of the shape, but also that it will overlap a little on the top and a little on the bottom. So be sure to check your text height after you've typed it in. The next thing we want to do is curve the text. To do that, we'll take the fourth icon from the bottom on the left toolbar, which allows us to adjust the spacing and positions of all the letters automatically. If we click on this AB with a curve under it, we get a little video showing how it works and instructions in case we forgot. And we click on the text and drag it down till the arrow is pointing to the curve we want to use. Now we have a nice curve for it to go on. We can use our spacing tools, our visual text layout tools here to adjust the start position, the height above the line. I'm going to type in minus 0.05 to make these just slightly overlapping the curve. And then I would like to put some space between each of the letters, and to do that you can use this third tool here. Just click on the up arrow until your letters get kind of near where you want them to be. And you can also make adjustments by dragging the little square box to move them all the same way along the line. I like to keep the spacing even, and it's not quite to the end here, so maybe I can change this to a 0.4. And you can keep, you click the arrow to get a larger adjustment, and then you want to make sure that the outside line here of the selection lines up with the end of the curve. So the letters look all even. You make sure you check them to see that they're curving the way you want them to, and the spacing is, you can adjust individually. You go over the line too far, the last letter will drop off around the other side. But this looks good, so when you get it the way you want it, click on the top left arrow to select the text, and then you can drag it over the design. And we'll use a zoom tool to look at it and make sure that the letters are slightly overlapping both the top and the bottom pieces, and that they look the way we want them to look with the right curve. You can make slight adjustments to width or height if you need to, but not too much, because that can change the look of the shape of the curve of the letters. You want to make sure each letter is overlapping top and bottom, because we're going to be welding these. Now it is possible to split these under Object Text Manipulation and Break by characters, so that if you do need to adjust anything, individual letters, you can click off the group and you can reposition individual letters if you need to. They're nicely curved already from the automatic feature that we use. So once you have it the way you want it to be, you can zoom out with the A to zoom to the page, delete your curve, select all, Control A, and go up to the top, weld, and there we have our text ready to go. Now when I put this on my cutting plate, I will mirror this in the cutting panel. And I hope this is helpful for you to see how we do the operation called text to path in this Pazzles Invue software. Let me know if you have additional questions. Thanks for watching.